having someone like Kevin as your mentor, what would you say that were your biggest gains, or what you learned from having him as a mentor that you could share with us today? Probably top 3 things that come to mind.
I think one of the things, and I used it today, is this concept of a dream team. He's a big one on dream team, and what he taught me was this: we as entrepreneurs, we often hire who we can afford. What a great concept, right?
Wow.
But it's a wrong concept, because when you hire who you can afford, you're basically hiring in the rearview mirror. So what I mean by that is that if you've already done $500,000 in business and you hire a CFO based on what a $500,000 business can do, you're not going to get to $1 million. Wow. Okay. Because you hired who you could afford. He told me one time, I would rather have a CFO I'd rather have 10 hours a week of a CFO that could do $100 million a year versus 110 hours of a week of a CFO that could do $1 million a year.
Wow.
Because it doesn't matter how much time they give me, if they don't have the capacity or the experience to get me to $100 million, then 110 hours, it doesn't matter. So hire your dream team. Make sure you put a team together that can get you where you need to go, not keep you where you've already been. So that's number 1. Number 2, he taught me the concept of a fair deal. Now, you may have heard this before, but I'm going to give it to you in a way that I'd never heard. And that is, we as entrepreneurs, we're wired to get the best deal. We brag about it. You get a good deal on a car, you're telling your buddies, you're bragging about it. You're telling your wife, your girlfriend, whatever, you got a good deal. Man, I got a good deal. You're so proud of yourself. I got a good deal. But getting a good deal is one of the reasons why businesses don't scale.
Okay.
Because if you get a good deal as an entrepreneur, chances are the other person did not.
Yeah.
And so there's a big difference between a good deal and a fair deal. A fair deal means neither one of you got a good deal, but both of you got a fair deal. That's so much harder to do. We're not wired that way. It means that if you could get a product for 50 cents cheaper, that's a good deal.
Yeah.
But because of that, as soon as you start selling more of it, your manufacturer's not making any money, and all of a sudden they quit making it, and you're out of business.
Absolutely.
So you got a good deal, but your good deal cost you your entire business.
Yes.
And so you want to have a fair deal. And I watched Kevin put a lot of energy into getting a fair deal. I watched him put effort and energy into getting fair deals, not a good deal. So that was another thing. So the dream team, the fair deal, those were probably 2 of the biggest lessons that I got from Kevin in my travel time. And one last one.
Okay.
The last one I got from him, give you 3, was the concept of aggressive curiosity. I mean, this guy is constantly reading, looking, where are the eyeballs? Where are the eyeballs?
Yes.
Because, I mean, how did a guy go from infomercials to the digital space, in the span of his lifetime? It's because he followed the eyeballs. He watched where the eyeballs were going. And you do that by being aggressively curious. What are people buying? What are they watching? Where are they looking? Listen, you can set up a business, a decent business, not even a great business, but put it in the path of the eyeballs and you'll be successful. Versus if you set up an extraordinary business, but nobody's looking in that direction, you're going to fail. You're going to go bankrupt. So where are the eyeballs? Aggressive curiosity. That was another thing I learned from Kevin. So those are my top 3.
Wow. Absolutely. I mean, that was a mentorship session in itself, Mark.